India's greatest mysteries. Do you think India is just temples with thousands of gods, spices, and yoga? Then how about a monolith weighing 200,000 tons, carved from top to bottom, that no one can still explain? Or cave paintings in the jungle, where faceless figures in suits stand beside discs in the sky, and NASA received the materials but never responded with a single word? And in the end, a door without hinges and without a lock, behind which, according to estimates, lies more gold than in the reserves of most countries in the world. A door that the Supreme Court of India officially forbade anyone to open. Today, 3 places that will never appear in any tourist guide. The most unbelievable one comes at the end. India is not just one of the oldest civilizations on Earth. It is a country where official science has long stopped keeping up with what the ground continues to reveal. Every few years there is a new scandal, a new artifact, a new place that does not fit into any accepted theory. While some scientists write dissertations about famous monuments, others quietly close folders filled with data that ask very uncomfortable questions. Under every city there are layers. Under every temple, another temple. Behind every legend, something people do not want to believe, but can no longer ignore. In 2023, geophysical scanners discovered underground structures that local people had known about for 1,000 years. In 2026, GPR surveys confirmed what official historians had remained silent about. And behind one specific door in the south of the country, the court still refuses to allow even an inventory. Not because there is nothing there, but because there is clearly something there. 5 places, 5 stories, and not a single one that tour guides will tell you. 1. The Kailasa Temple, the impossible monolith. State of Maharashtra, a small town called Aurangabad. 30 kilometers to the northwest lies a basalt mountain containing 34 caves carved by hand. This is the Ellora complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some people call it the 8th wonder of the world, but most tourists stop at the entrance and photograph the facade. Few understand what they are really seeing. At the center of the complex stands the Kailasa Temple, Cave 16. Except it is not really a cave. It is a freestanding building carved entirely from a single mountain. It was not built from the bottom upward. It was carved from the top downward. One giant block of basalt, from which builders simply removed everything unnecessary. The result? A temple 29 meters high, 81 meters long, and 47 meters wide. According to official estimates, between 150,000 and 200,000 tons of rock were removed during construction. Some researchers claim the number may have reached 500,000 tons. The work supposedly took place in the 7th century during the reign of King Krishna I of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, using bronze and iron tools over several decades. This is where the story begins to fall apart. Modern engineers asked to reproduce even part of the structure using current technology have admitted the scale of the problem is overwhelming. The issue is not the carving. The issue is logistics. To remove 200,000 tons of basalt from the top downward, the stone had to be transported somewhere during construction. Yet there are no traces of infrastructure around the site. No debris fields, no remains of worker camps, no quantities of tools that could explain such a massive operation. It is almost as if the rock simply disappeared. There is another problem. Basalt is one of the hardest volcanic rocks on Earth. On the Mohs hardness scale, basalt measures between 6 and 7. Bronze measures about 3. That means the tools were softer than the material they supposedly carved. Yet the details inside Kailasa are astonishingly precise. Life-sized elephants, thousands of carved figures, columns with details thinner than a centimeter. No visible mistakes, no abandoned sections, no signs of corrections. The builders worked as if they already knew the final result before touching the stone. Indian architectural historian B.V. Rao once wrote, "We do not know how this was done. We only know that it was done." In 2023, Geophysicists mapping underground layers beneath the Ellora complex discovered anomalous cavities directly beneath the temple. The contours matched the temple's main axis with remarkable precision. This suggests underground structures either existed before the temple or were created by the same builders. Excavations are forbidden. No one knows what lies beneath, and perhaps no one will know for a very long time. 2. The hidden tunnel beneath Jagannath Temple. On India's eastern coast lies the sacred city of Puri in Odisha. At its center stands the Jagannath Temple, one of the holiest places in Hinduism. For generations, priests have repeated the same story. A tunnel runs beneath the temple. According to legend, during invasions, priests secretly transported sacred idols through this tunnel to the sea, hiding them from invading armies. In 1568, Afghan forces invaded the city. Historical chronicles say soldiers entered the sanctuary only to find the pedestal empty. The idols had vanished. Months later, after the invaders left, the idols mysteriously returned. The same thing reportedly happened several more times throughout history. Historians call it organized evacuation. But no one could explain the route. Then, in March 2026, researchers from the Indian Institute of Technology in Gandhinagar performed GPR scans across the temple complex. The scans revealed 43 underground structures, foundations, buried walls, and what appeared to be an ancient hidden city beneath the modern temple. Among them was a long, narrow anomaly stretching toward the sea, exactly where the legends claimed the tunnel existed. The scans also detected metallic concentrations beneath the main sanctuary, possible gold or copper. No excavation followed. Temple authorities stated that permission for drilling would require approval from religious councils. One priest simply told journalists, "We always knew this. Why did we need your machines?" 3. The cave paintings of Chhattisgarh, Central India. Dense jungles, remote villages. In 2014, archaeologist J.R. Bhagat discovered cave paintings unlike anything in known prehistoric art. The drawings are estimated to be between 10,000 and 6,000 years old. Among ordinary hunting scenes appear strange humanoid figures, tall bodies, geometric shapes, suit-like clothing, and most disturbing of all, faceless heads resembling helmets. Beside them are disc-shaped flying objects. One hovers above a group of humans. Another appears surrounded by circular structures. A third leaves a visible trail behind it. Bhagat sent documentation to NASA's Institute of Astrobiology. No official response was ever made public. Local tribal legends speak of beings from the sky who came for people, and those taken never returned. One particular figure stands apart from the others. It is surrounded by concentric circles interpreted by some researchers as symbols of another world. The pigment used for this figure was chemically different from the others. Tests in 2016 showed it came from an unknown source, not identified anywhere in the region. The caves remain largely unprotected. Tourists rarely visit. The paintings remain in darkness, still staring outward with the same faceless eyes.